Hi and welcome back. My name is Barbie and I make these Amazon videos once a month where I share the products I have been using. So while I do buy most of these items with my own money, occasionally brands do send me products for free in exchange for a review. So those will be sprinkled in every now and then. But for the most part, these are items that I do buy for myself and we're just going to review them. Sometimes I do have items that don't work out. Like this time, I do have a few clothing pieces and I am going to end up returning all of them. So stay tuned for those. You can see what those are a little bit later on in the video. I will try them on. I'll basically show you how they fit and why I am returning them. So yeah, stay tuned for that. So if you do choose to shop through my links, I greatly appreciate it. I just want to say thank you. And I always try to make it easy for you all to shop. I will always have the links down below in the description as well as pinned to the top comment. And I always try to have my products numbered as well, just so it's easier for you to find them. So the first product I want to start with is this coffee. Now, I am by no means a coffee snob. Honestly, to me, most coffee tastes the same. But I did find this brand, and I've tried multiple different flavors, and I do think it's so good. I just think it has such a rich and smooth flavor, and I really like this one. So I just drink my coffee black for the most part. Usually I just add a little bit of milk, no sugar, no nothing. And this one is so good. I always try to get it when it goes on sale. If you know me at all, you know I love deals, sales, using coupons, always trying to save money where I can. And so far it is my favorite, of course, until I find my next favorite, but so far this is it. Next, I have a product that every time I smell it, it takes me back to my childhood when I was growing up. We always cleaned our house on the weekend from top to bottom. My mom always liked using this Murphy oil soap. It's healthier than some of those other cleaners out there, and it just smells so good. It's just such a clean and pleasant smell. It says it's a wood cleaner, and we always used it for the hardwood floors, the cabinets, wooden furniture, and it's not as strong and headache-inducing as some of those cleaners out there, Pine Sol. So yes, this is my favorite and just something I constantly keep repurchasing. Next, I have this tea. I have mentioned tea so many times before on my channel, and my favorite is the chai tea, and I have tried many different brands. I just think it's such a good, comforting beverage. I always drink my tea at night when I'm either reading a book or catching up with my shows, and the chai tea is my favorite. I just brew it and I add a little bit of milk to it, and it's just so good. And this is the warming chai spice. It's basically like the other ones I've tried. It's a black tea with cinnamon, ginger root, allspice, natural cinnamon flavor, clove oil, and again, it's just my absolute favorite tea. And this is a beauty product. It's the Moroccan Argan Oil Extra Volume Mascara. And oh my goodness, I can tell such a difference. I will put an insert on the screen before and after I put this on my lashes. It does not smudge and it does stay on. I mean, sometimes I have to work to get it off, but if I just use a little bit of castor oil, it'll come right off. I don't stick with any particular mascara brand or anything. I like trying different ones. And so far, I really like this one. Next, I have the Hotel Collection Essential Oil. And you can click around. There are many different scents to choose from. I have liked all of the room sprays I've tried. I've liked the essential oils. And these just smell so nice. They just smell so luxurious. Like, it's almost like a perfume for your home. And I just like putting some drops of this into my diffuser, turning it on, and my whole house will smell amazing. This white tea is one of my favorites. Once again, I am sharing the magnesium supplements, and I have spoken about these before as well, but I started taking these probably over 6 months ago now. I know magnesium has so many health benefits, everything from sleeping better to just feeling better overall. And one thing I have noticed that has greatly improved or made a difference that I can tell is no longer cramping every month. I mean, I used to I used to cramp every single month. I always had to have my bottle of ibuprofen with me. I have been taking this every single day and no cramps. Like if you suffer from period cramps, these will help. Almost 99% guaranteed. Now, I guess it could work differently for different people, obviously. There have been studies that magnesium does help period cramps, and it has definitely helped me. Next, I have this Wet and Forget shower cleaning spray. Now, I have seen a difference with this, especially since we have hard water. I like to spray it after a shower, and once I do my weekly cleaning, I can tell a difference. Like, I don't have to scrub as much anymore. Um, and there are different scents to choose from. I have the vanilla scent. Really, all you do, you just spray this all over your shower. It'll help remove the soap scum and just make it easier to clean. I don't have to scrub as much because one thing I absolutely hate, it's probably my least favorite chore, is scrubbing the shower. And this has been amazing. And now we have these. I had been looking for a black dress. So my mom has been in the hospital. She had heart surgery and there had been some complications. Like she went in around the first of the month and we were hoping it would just be a surgery. It would go smoothly. She's had this one before actually, this type of heart surgery. They were happy with how that turned out, but there were complications with her where they went in through the stomach. They couldn't stop the bleeding. It did cause complications. So she's been in the hospital for several weeks now. And at one point it was very bad. We really did think we were going to lose her. And I realized that I need a black dress. Nobody likes shopping for those, but it's even worse if you do need one. You have to run all over town trying to find a dress for a funeral, or if you shop online and they end up not fitting, which is what happened here. I ordered 3 different dresses and none of them fit. I had high hopes for really all of them, but I'm going to try them on. I will show you why I don't like them. But also, as some of you know, my family is Amish. I was born and raised Amish. My younger brother also recently left. And the reason we both left is because our dad is very hard to live with. And ultimately, he is the reason my brother and I both left. We both had a long conversation with him a couple weeks ago and basically just told him. We were just honest with him. We said, how everything was at home all the time. He was just angry a lot of the time, and living in such an environment is difficult. It got to the point where I could no longer do it. I left. I got out of there. And at the time, my younger siblings, they were super young, 3 and 4 years old. And I never once said anything to them about leaving or encouraged them or anything like that. But I did think, eventually they're going to grow up and they're going to make their own decisions. And if there's anything I can do to help, I 100% will. But in the meantime, I'm not going to try to sway them one way or the other. So my brother, he turned 18 a month ago. The day after he turned 18, he left. And he is now staying with us. So long story short, we both had a conversation with my dad. And he's not somebody who is easy to talk to. He does get defensive a lot. And anyway, we basically told him, you are the reason that we left. And he did not like to hear that. In fact, he hated it. So his way of punishing us is telling us that we cannot come visit our mom. And like I said, the surgery did not go how we had hoped. And she had been sedated a lot of the time. His excuse was that it would be hard for her to see my brother and I like this. And I know my mom. I know she would want us there. Yes, it hurts not having us at home anymore, but I still know that she would want to see us. And she, like I said, she's sedated. She can't speak for herself, but she did wake up And the good news is she is doing better. She's making improvements. But again, just going back to that, my dad's excuse was that, it could raise her blood pressure and cause a setback. That is his way of controlling the situation. I mean, who tries to keep children from their mother or their mother from seeing her children? That's just a part of what we had to deal with our entire life. He is manipulative. And again, I keep telling myself, suppose we did go up and suppose something would happen medically. I know it wouldn't be our fault, but that would hang over us for the rest of our life. And I know my dad would not let that go. So, like I said, she is doing a lot better. There is a number we can call. Some of my aunts keep going on there every day and giving updates so we know how she's doing. And I do talk to my brother as well. He's still Amish. He lives up there. It's not like we live close to my parents. We live in Kentucky. They live in Michigan. But we both said once we know for sure that she's on the mend and she's doing a lot better, we will go up to see her. I don't think I'm going to wait on my dad's permission to go see our mother. But I will wait until I know for sure that she is past the danger zone and we will go see her. And yes, it's just been very hard because my mom and I are very close. And again, she has seen me like this before many times. I'm not going to get into all of that, but she actually stayed with Lester and I for several months, multiple years ago. She has seen me like this. Of course, it may be a bit hard on her to see my brother for the first time after, leaving, just wearing non-Amish clothes, having a haircut. But I do believe she still understands. She knows why we both left and she understands. So that's just been something we've been dealing with. And like I said, I did go ahead and order some black dresses because God forbid if something were to happen, I do still want something appropriate to wear. So I'm going to go ahead and try these on and just go over how they fit and everything. And also, like I said, I don't plan on keeping any of these, but the Amazon sizing is a bit tricky. I was looking at the size charts and it did give extra small sizes, but when I went to order, there were no extra small available to order. So I figured, I'll just go with a small, I'll make it work. But I realized the thing with dresses, you can't really make it work if it's not your size. Like a shirt, if it's a little big, that's okay. You can tuck it in, you can knot it, you can, it still looks okay. But a dress, if it's a size or two too big, it just doesn't work. And this has been the issue with these. I put my sizes, my measurements, my height into ChatGPT, and I told it to find me brands that have these sizes that would fit me. And it did have some good suggestions. Brands like Loft, Ann Taylor, Halara. Now, I've never ordered anything from the Halara website. I've heard of it. I've heard people talk about it. And I was looking at all those brands on their websites, and I couldn't find the specific dress that I was looking for, or just something that would have been appropriate. So I did finally find one on the Halara website. It looks like I haven't received it yet. I ordered it. It's been about a week ago, maybe a little bit more. That's the thing with some of these other websites. They're not fast shipping like Amazon Prime, but that's okay. I think it'll be here tomorrow. So as soon as I get it, I will try it on. We'll see what it looks like. Hopefully it'll work out. If anything, it might be a little bit long, but that's okay. I'd rather have it too long than too short, because if it's too long, you can either take it to a tailor and get it hemmed, or you can do it yourself and you can still make it work. So this is actually the first dress that I tried on, and it's not bad. So it's a little bit loose around the neck area, and it's a bit shorter than what I would like. Also, it's got 3/4 length sleeves, and I don't really like it. Um, it does have pockets, and I do like that it has a hidden zipper in the back. Um, so there's nothing really wrong with it, but I just don't like it. Like it is a little bit big on the top. I just don't think it's as flattering as it could be. Again, it has pockets, one on each side here. And like I said, it's a bit shorter than what I would prefer, especially if I had to wear it at an Amish funeral. Now, this next dress, I did like it better than the first one. The material is not see-through at all, and it's a bit heavy, actually. What happened was it was supposed to come with a tie waist, and it was not included. And I feel like that would help to cinch it better and just hold it up more. And this one is longer, which I do like it better. Also, the sleeves are full length with an elastic wrist. And this one is actually a pull on, so there's no zipper. But like I said, it was supposed to be a tie waist included, and I do feel like it would have fit better just to cinch it and hold it up. Now, this third and final one from Amazon is also, I just don't like the fit here on top. The sleeves are also 3/4 length. It does have a hidden zipper in the back. The length is okay, but it's just, I feel like it could fit better. It's still just too big. And again, I just don't like how it fits up here. But this one is also, it's not see-through. I feel like it would fit very nicely if I could just have it in my size. All these dresses were a size small. And looking at the sizing, if they would have had an extra small available, that's what I would have chosen. Now, this last one is not from Amazon. It's actually from a website called Halara, and I had never ordered anything from them before, and I ended up with this one. So this is an extra small. It's also a slip-on, so there's no zippers. It also does have pockets, and it's not see-through. And it's definitely a dress that I would feel comfortable wearing at an Amish funeral. Again, it's not something that you want to shop for, but it's nice to have it in your closet if you do need it. Now, I also want to mention my media list that I put together every month. I always put on there what I'm watching, reading, listening to, and I actually stayed up until about 1:30 or 2 o'clock last night, and I was finishing Yellowstone. Now, I did mention Yellowstone back a couple months ago, how I was not really a fan. I just wasn't really into it, but I gave it a second chance, and I'm glad I did. And what changed my mind finally was when Beth, when her sister-in-law married to her younger brother, um, Monica, that's her name, when she was in this boutique and she was shopping, and the shopkeeper was basically wanting to cause trouble and making it look like Monica was shoplifting, because obviously she had an issue with her being Indian and she wanted to cause trouble. They got the cops out there and everything. Obviously, Monica was not shoplifting. The cops came out, there was a whole thing. And Monica called Beth, and Beth immediately came out there. She got there and basically told the cops to get lost. She didn't say it like that. If you watch the show, you'll understand. She told them to get out, and she locked the door. She basically then proceeded to trash the entire store. It was very satisfying to watch because, first of all, I don't condone bullying at all. Can't stand a bully. But if there's one thing I can get behind is bullies getting bullied. I mean, she made her point, and the whole time I was just like, yes, like I love seeing this. Um, so that really changed my mind about Beth because at first I did not like her. Well, if you watch the show, you'll understand. Beth is Beth, but now she ended up being my favorite character. I love Beth. It was such a good show. I know there's a new one out now called Dutton Ranch. I want to watch that one. Let me know, have you watched the show and who is your favorite character? So that is everything for this month. Like I said, everything is linked down below in the description, also pinned in the top comments. I tried to make it easy for you all. And I would like to ask for prayers for my mother, just that she pulls through and gets her strength back and is able to go home soon. I would really appreciate that. So I will end the video here. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.